I'm Eric Parker this morning on CT23. It's the biggest professional sporting event in the state of Connecticut. And it gets underway this week. Travelers Championship Executive Director Nathan Grube and Travelers Executive Andy Bessette are here to share what to expect at the 2023 Travelers Championship. Also this morning, we're hearing the concerns of residents who use the Shoreline East rail system. State funding has been cut significantly in the budget that just passed. And on the eve of Juneteenth, we're talking to the daughter of a local baseball hero from Hartford who played in the Negro Leagues. The Yard Goats will be celebrating him later this week. It's all ahead. Sunday, June 18th, CT23 starts right now.
From Channel 3, CT23 with Eric Parker.
Good morning, and thank you for being with us. At this time next week, some of the greatest golfers in the world will be in Connecticut playing in the final round of the Travelers Championship. Here to talk about the tournament are tournament director Nathan Grube and Travelers executive Andy Bessette. Not busy at all for you guys with the tournament starting tomorrow. Thank you for sneaking in a couple of minutes.
Sure.
Obviously excited, elevated PGA event, unbelievable field. Andy, what are you most excited about as we head into tournament week?
Well, I think it's the strength of our field. I mean, we've worked really hard as a title sponsor to negotiate to be this elevated designated, whatever they call us, event. But with a purse of $20 million and 38 of the top 42 players in the world, 70 of the top 77, I mean, this is going to be a phenomenal show. This is going to be like the World Series of like in baseball or the NFL and or whatever, the championship, right? This is the highest level in sport. And we're as good as any major in sport, the Masters, PGA Championship and such. So the strength of field is going to be phenomenal, and the purse is great, but also it means a lot to charity. And Nathan and I have worked really hard. Last year, we were able to give over $2.5 million to charity. This year, we're targeting $3 million. And, we think if the purse is going up, we want the charity to go up, because what we do and what makes us so proud is all that we do for charity, the contributions, but also what we do for the community, the pride, and everything else that attracts hundreds of thousands of fans to come out every year to the tournament.
Well, we said it in the intro. I mean, it's the professional sporting event in Connecticut, and people get really amped up about it. Yeah. Nathan, talk to me about that field, because the worst player on the PGA Tour can do things with the golf ball that, like, I can't even imagine accomplishing, right? But when you get people who are grouped in the top of the world like you're going to have, is it, as the fans come out, maybe fewer groups, but more that they recognize, more names they recognize, more guys they've seen on TV? What should they expect?
I think they're going to expect a really difficult time figuring out which group they want to follow. Yeah. I mean, a lot of times with our tournament, we've had a good field over the years, and people could come out and say, oh, I want to follow Rory in this group. At this time, they're going to look at the tee sheet this year and go, I don't know which group to follow, because to Andy's point, all the top guys are coming. And we talk about this a lot internally. We couldn't be more excited for our volunteers, for the people buying tickets to come out. They get to see the sport being played at its highest level. It's not, oh, I wish this guy was here. Everybody's here, and our fans are going to get to see it. And to Andy's point, we've been working on this for the last 16 years. This is the 17th year the Travelers has been title sponsor, and I think it's been building to this type of an event. I mean, this is as big as it gets. The only golf tournament in New England this summer, the only professional PGA Tour event, and it's going to be something that is very, very special for our fans, and we're very excited about it.
What do we expect golf-wise? Because we've seen scores go pretty low on that course. It's a course that, the average Joe can go out and play and play from the whites and be fine.
Sure.
But you go to the tips and it's challenging. But we've seen some low numbers out there. Do we expect it to be, with this kind of field and that kind of money, just crazy numbers?
It's funny, because when you get, they can basically turn the course into whatever they want, right? They can shave the greens, make it super fast. They can grow the rough up. Like, what they can do to a golf course to make it harder or easier. Rain is probably the only thing. If we get a ton of rain, the guys are just going to get super aggressive and make a lot of birdies. I think the weather looks good to where the greens are going to be fast. I don't know. I'm picking like 16 under is my guess. But I don't know. But then when the nerves get there, I mean, you see the tournament won and lost on those last 4 holes all the time. So to say like the pressure doesn't get to these guys on a Sunday afternoon, like, no, they feel it. And to your point, when the purse is now $20 million, and then you feel that pressure and the crowds that we're going to see, it wouldn't surprise me if you guys started to feel it on Sunday.
Some of the new tee boxes made a tee box on 17.
That's right.
When you go, Nathan and I were just up there the other day, when you look out at the 17th fairway and the lake, I mean, it's ominous. I mean, it's like, whoa, what, but by then the guys are playing for a lot of money, because, like Nathan, the last 4 holes are incredible. But you get up in the tee box in 17, I don't even think I could hit my ball past the first tee. But the level of play, how skilled these guys are is just incredible. And And hey, listen, we work really hard to develop relationships with these players throughout the year. And people say, oh, Andy, you and Nathan are going to go recruiting. No, we don't go recruit. We go to talk to the guys. It's like when I was with Tiger and with Rory in October at a tour meeting, and Tiger is 100% behind our event. Unfortunately, with his injuries, he just can't play that much anymore. But Rory said to me, Andy, I've got a great idea for you. I said, what's that? And he said, oh, we need a coffee bar on the range. And I said, a coffee bar on the range? Why? And he said, the best tournaments in the world have coffee bars on the range. I said, okay. And so come back, I said, call Nathan. Rory said we need a coffee bar on the range. So,
done. No problem.
So I said, we've got it at Travelers. We call it Brew and Moo. We have brew for coffee, moo for Yukon Dairy Bar and ice cream. And that's what we're going to have in the range for the players. So we try to do everything we can to enhance our relationship with the players, and that's a big part of why all these players come back year after year to the tournament, because we have great relationships. They love being here. Their wives love being here. Their caddies love being here. Everybody loves being with us. But that's how we attract them.
And another thing that you've had good success with is the sponsor exemptions, guys who have done big things either in college or as amateurs, and you give them a shot. And a lot of those guys have kept coming back year after year. You have 4 this year?
Yeah.
We do, and this is something that Andy and I, we spend a lot of time on. We have a couple people that we gather information from all over the country about who the up-and-coming stars are. And to your point, there's a great history of it. I mean, you look at the top 10 guys in the world right now, a lot of them are exemptions in the past. John Rahm, Patrick Cantlay, Justin Thomas, things like that. So we try to keep that tradition. And this year, another good group of guys, Ben James, a Connecticut kid, Michael Bjornsson from Massachusetts, Sam Bennett, who's top amateur or low amateur at the Masters. Ludwig Aberg, who won like every college award that you could possibly win. So, I mean, fans are going to get to see the next generation and the current generation.
And last year, Bjornsson finished fourth in the overall tournament. And he couldn't take any of the money because he's still a sophomore at Stanford, right?
Yeah.
And he calls me every month. I mean, I'll say, geez, where are you, Michael? Oh, I'm in Abu Dhabi. And I'm, really? And I said, but I have to head back to school, get back into class. And so I love it when you talk to these young players. And what excites me about it all the time is when I was a young athlete, I really appreciated it and loved it when somebody gave me an opportunity to grow. And I think that we offer these young players an opportunity to grow into being great professionals, and they never forget us. And we appreciate that. That's really important to us.
Nathan, we only have about a minute left. If people are thinking about coming out, what's the fan experience like, kind of back to pre-pandemic, and what can people expect?
So good. You go back to, I mean, this is 19, right? And it's been 3 years since we've been able to do this. So the fan zone completely back, mini golf, rock walls. I get so many parents and grandparents saying, tell me all the kid stuff is back. We're like, it's back and it's bigger. Travelers built, they tripled their footprint in the fan zone for kids and families and stuff to do, arts and crafts. So like all the non-golf things to do are all there. And then we built about 4 new viewing areas for the fans on property. You're going to see things that they haven't been able to see before.
And Women's Day is back on the course.
Women's Day is back at the golf course.
With Katie Couric as our keynote and some of the young athletes from Yukon. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal. We're back. I think we're back, right?
Oh, it's bigger than it's ever been, no question. So it's going to feel really big.
And I know, just as we wrap up, we're waiting to find out in 2024 if this elevated $20 million purse will be there. Stay tuned, Andy.
We're working very hard. I've worked the last 9 months trying to get this thing done. But I think there's a really good chance that we'll be elevated, designated, whatever you want to call it, for 24 and beyond. And that'll be really good to see this happen every year in Connecticut, for the pride we have in this event and for the benefits to charity and all the great fans we have. We have the best fans in the world here, and they know the game, and they're so exciting to watch. I love our fans.
Well, it all kicks off tomorrow. Tournament play, of course, on Thursday. Thank you for being with us. We'll be watching. Our crews will be out there, and we look forward to another great tournament.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day. Thank you.
And happy Father's Day. Coming up later in our program, honoring a local baseball star who played in the Negro Leagues. His daughter will be joining us. And next, why some train commuters are very concerned about cuts in funding for Shoreline East. That's all ahead. Stay with us.